What's up YouTube, welcome to the review of the Gixxer SF250. So few days with the motorcycle and today I'm out on a highway to review this motorcycle. Exactly, I have to say that this is one of the most underrated 250cc that you can find in Indian market because it has got a lot of potential. It has got that good bits of the city motorcycle, plus it is a very decent highway tourer also. So let's get into the review. So first of all, I have to say that I'm in love with the looks of the motorcycle. Look at that, man. It looks premium. It looks premium in every angle, especially this paint scheme. And definitely one of the best looking motorcycle in the sports touring segment in every angle. But I have to say that I feel that the head of the motorcycle, this portion of the motorcycle, feels a little lower than what it has to be. You can see that the clip-ons feels taller than the head section. So that's only one thing which always the owner says that okay, it would have been nice if they have some redesign over the head section. But apart from that, look at from every angle, it looks very neat, very eye-catchy. So I'm making this review after riding for around 200-300 kilometers, and with this distance I can say that the engine is very relaxed. Of course, I have to say that all the BS6 machines are getting very relaxed. So the engine is sweet. It is tuned very much good for the city use. I have to say that this engine has decent punch in all rev ranges, starting from the low and to the mid and to the top end. This engine has that power. It doesn't feel powerless in any of these rev bands. And look at the design, man. This is what I liked. So I'll just get on to the motorcycle and explain how it feels when you ride this. So it's a sports motorcycle, you can see that. So if this is my normal riding stance, it goes this sporty, and this sportiness is not as sporty as an RR310 or an RC200. And from this angle, the tank doesn't feel so huge like an RR310, but it feels premium. And the foot pegs is a bit rear set. That's what I feel. It's a bit rear set and ideal for I think tall riders as well as short riders. The seat height is not that too much. With my height, I have completely planted foot on both sides, and the seat is wide. I can show that to you. The seat is wide and plushy. It's long, everything. You can see that. If you're sitting at this point and riding, then you have almost relaxed riding posture, and there's a hell lot of butt room here. So if you can push a little bit back and sit, then you have more sporty riding stance. I can show that to you. Almost this section of the rider seat is in line with the clip-ons, so that means that more sportiness. And when it comes to the pillion seat also, is also equally comfortable. This seat should be comfortable for a pillion for long distance touring also. And the pillion foot peg is slightly taller set and forward set, so your pillion will be comfortable. But if in case your pillion is very tall, then I'll suggest you to take your pillion when you go for the test ride. So when we look onto the handlebar, everything basic over here. So the engine kill switch, the ignition, high beam, low beam, pass, indicator and horn, everything basic. So the dial has almost all basic information, like this is the tachometer, this is the gear position indicator, odometer, 2 trip meters, the speedometer, the fuel level indicator, the time, and a voltage indicator also. That's all very basic things that you can see on this dial. What I feel is that when we look at the segment and looking at the price that we are paying, I feel like there should be a side stand sensor at least, or a side stand indicator, and a few other computations like what we see in the KTMs, like the kilometers to empty and all those calculation based on the trip meter. So the dial feels a bit basic. It could have been improved. That's my personal feel. Overall, this motorcycle is like very good if you are a sports motorcycle lover, because I see the direct competitor for this one is the RR310, which is way more powerful and you have to spend more money. And there is one competitor for this motorcycle now, which is the Dominar 250, but that's a naked motorcycle. And I have to say that the power and things are almost similar with the Dominar 250. So I was riding the Dominar 250 2 weeks back. The way the engine pulls and it reaches speed is almost similar with the Dominar 250 and this SF250. This SF250 feels more lighter to ride because the Dominar is of course heavy, but this one is way lighter. I feel anyone can ride this motorcycle even if you are a beginner. So let's go for a ride. The exhaust sound is a bit basic. It is almost like a 150cc motorcycle, nothing attractive, but not bad at all. And I have to say that the suspension is really tuned to a softer side. Be it bad roads or a bumpy highway, I have to say that the suspension is really tuned to a softer side. The good part is it is soaking up everything on the road, so no pressure coming onto the rider. So let's do some shifting in a natural way. So this is what I was mentioning. The engine is very relaxed. It has a decent punch in all rev ranges, and the motorcycle is very refined. If you're shifting like this, when you really ring it to the heart, then you will feel a slight amount of buzz on the seat and the handlebar. Apart from that, there is no annoying vibration on this motorcycle. So when it comes to the braking department and comparing it to the competitors of this motorcycle like the RR310 or the naked competitors like the Duke 250, Dominar and all, then I feel that the brakes could have been a little more bite. I'm not saying that the brakes are bad. What I feel is that the braking is good for a beginner, but when it comes to an advanced rider, then I'll say that it could have had a little more bite. That's what I feel. And to talk about the tires, the tire has a decent grip, nothing bad to say, and the profiling is good in fact. So you'll get good grippy tires in the same profile when we look onto Michelin, Pirelli or Metzeler's. So if you're someone who is looking for cornering and all, then definitely I'll say that try switching on a grippy tire, then you will be able to corner more. In fact, I have to say that I am able to corner confidently on this motorcycle with this current setup itself, like with the current set of tires. The motorcycle doesn't feel too heavy, it neither feels too light also, so the weight of the motorcycle is like ideal, and it is very practical also. So let's pull the motorcycle a little hard. This is what I was mentioning. You can feel that power all around the rev band. And the red line is at 10k RPM, and this motorcycle can easily reach a speed of 130 km per hour without any issues. I was able to top speed 145 km per hour on this one. So that's what I was exactly saying. 2 weeks back I was riding the Dominar 250, and the Dominar 250 also had the 145 top speed. In my opinion, after the first service, this motorcycle will be able to do a little more top speed than the Dominar 250. Yes, of course, I'm not doing a comparison here because the feel of riding a naked motorcycle is way different than the sports touring motorcycle. Only one problem I face riding this on the highway is this windscreen. So I can get a wind protection till a speed of 70 km per hour, where the motorcycle is very comfortable at a speed of 110 km per hour. And the clutch feel on this motorcycle is little onto a harder side, not too much, a bit, but the clutch play is not that much. So the clutch play is little less, so that won't be an issue if you are shifting too much inside the city. And the gear shift are like very precise, a bit hard but very precise. No complaints with this combination of the gearbox and the clutch. And this motorcycle is coming for 2,28,000 on road Bangalore. And if you are looking at the naked sibling of this motorcycle, it is like 2,14,000 on road. And looking onto the ownership part of this motorcycle goes to service once in 4,500 km, which is a bit early than other motorcycle in the segment. Like other motorcycle goes once in 5,500 to 6,500 kilometers. It will cost you somewhat like 2,000 rupees per service, like the paid service. And I have consulted with few owners of this motorcycle to get the mileage details. So most of the people are getting somewhat like 32 to 35 km per liter inside city, and 35 to even to 40 km per liter on an open highway like this. So in my opinion, the mileage figures are like very good. It is very attractive. So altogether I have to say that if you are someone who is looking for a good motorcycle inside city and a very reliable motorcycle, I have to say that look at the machine. It's like perfectly built. I don't have any complaints on the build quality of this motorcycle because it is 10 by 10. So if you are someone who is looking for a very good built motorcycle for a city use, which is lighter to ride, where you can ride on top of the line always. What I meant by top of the line is like you can filter a lot, you can overtake almost all the vehicles in the same segment when you are riding in the city, and you want good pillion comfort, then definitely this is a good choice. And when it comes to a highway, definitely I'll say that this is a good highway tourer also, because as I told, this can do a 110 easy on this kind of a highway and has a good tank range also. And I'm also doing a touring review on this motorcycle, you can watch that even. And also this has decent pillion comfort. So in that sense, when it comes to the sports touring segment, RR310 pillion seat is not that great because it's very small. So on this one you have ample space. So I'll suggest this motorcycle if you want to ride sport and you want to tour with a pillion. And also in all these highway speeds, this motorcycle is like very stable even when there was crosswinds. So that's it with this review. I hope this video is helpful for you, and if you have any doubts on this motorcycle, do let me know in the comment section. I'll reply to you. So as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.